threats in South Africa, the on-again, off-again, on-again, off-again visa regulations are still hurting the South African economy, and big plans in the pipeline for COSA Media in 2016. I'm Sarah Bassett, and you're watching Risk Africa TV. This week, the US Global Travel Advisory issued a warning to all American citizens traveling abroad to be vigilant of terror activity. Experts are saying that most of the world, including South Africa, is at risk of terrorist attacks. The warning came on the same day that Belgium's Prime Minister announced that Brussels would remain at high alert for at least another week. Sven Hugo has the story.
The increased security measures following the 13 November attacks in Paris that killed 130 people has virtually shut down the Belgium capital of Brussels. The US Travel Advisory Board issued a global travel warning amid increased terror threats worldwide. Willem L., Senior Training Officer for Counterterrorism at the Institute of Security Studies, says that there has been no imminent threats as of yet, but that conditions in South Africa are conducive to terror attacks.
I think if you look at the recent history and you see at the lack of investigation and prosecution of certain incidents that happened in the recent past, it seems that there are conditions that are conducive for these groups to operate here in South Africa. I think because of the lack of investigations, as I said, and also of the fact that it seems that there is not a political will to actually act against these groups in South Africa. There is definitely a risk for instance, American entities, British entities, French entities in South Africa to be the target of these groups.
Despite proposed revisions to the Department of Home Affairs' draconian visa regulations, there has been no clear indication of when the revised rules will be enacted. According to Grant Thornton, it will take time to rebuild trust and retrieve lost revenue in tourism, especially given continuing bad publicity, such as in the recent case which saw Hollywood actor Idris Elba's daughter denied access to the country. Apart from bad press like this hampering tourism, how is the South African film industry dealing with the loss of revenue when key actors don't turn up on set? Anton Pretorius reports.
Idris Elba, star of the Hollywood blockbuster Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom, was denied access to South Africa on Tuesday. Elba was traveling with his daughter to promote his latest documentary in South Africa when it came to light that she did not have an unabridged birth certificate. Although the Department of Home Affairs announced revisions to relax the controversial visa regulations, it's still unclear as to when the revised regulation will come in place.
Yeah, there are still lots of challenges. The fact that we have to appear in person for our specialist travelers is a problem for a lot of people because they travel all over the world. And so you've got a director who's American who's now filming in London and straight afterwards he's going to China and after China he comes to South Africa. Getting a visa for that guy's a nightmare because you need at least 2 weeks application period and he has to appear in person. So it means it's a day that he actually has to stop filming wherever he's filming to go and stand in a queue, etc. But we are working with the department to resolve that. The bottom line is if the production, for whatever reason, gets halted, it costs us money. Our industry brings in 6.5 billion rand a year into the country. If we hadn't had the relationship that we currently have with Home Affairs to ensure that at least we could fight fires when they are there, well then we would have probably been shut down by now.
Business interruption apart, Hollard's head of film guarantees, Paul Raleigh, says that most insurance won't cover this kind of loss.
I don't think that sort of thing is insurable anyway because, we would insure against they'd be covered from a medical point of view. I mean, I guess we'd even get the airplane being delayed, for example, if there was a cost to that. But normally the underwriters would say, listen, you don't get somebody here on Monday and shoot on Tuesday. You get them here the day before. So this is an awkward one. It's a difficult one to manage. It's the kind of thing that probably affects tourism more because, films generally are a little bit more planned out. But somebody might decide at short notice to come here and then find out that they can't actually get here and then go somewhere else. But the knock-on effect of something like that, then the actors' availability, and often actors have a short window. I went to Berlin in February, and I was checking in, and the lady behind the counter said, "What is your government doing?" It's on everybody's lips.
The Risk Africa TV team and the rest of the COSA Media staff will head off on their annual Bosberaad this weekend on Table Mountain. Staff are excited to unpack plans for 2016, and there are talks, which we can neither confirm or deny, of COSA Media setting up shop in Europe. This may lead to not only some exciting adventures like ice driving with sister publication Land Rover Africa, but also other global events and access to more exciting editorial content. We'll keep you posted. I hand you over now to Angelique Edwards with your weekly events roundup. What have you got for us this week, Ange?
Thank you, Sarah. Dates and topics have been finalised and bookings will be open in January for the 2016 Insurance Bootcamp. In March, we'll be discussing cyber liability and poppy. In June, we'll be looking at niche products such as hunting, hospitality, game, agriculture and crop insurance. And in August, look out for discussions on personal indemnity, directors and officers liability insurance, and fidelity and guarantees. Spots are still open for sponsorship, so email me at ange@comms.co.za for more information. Jingle bells are ringing and every mall in South Africa has Boney M on repeat. With it being Black Friday today, here are 6 tips for organized Christmas shopping. 1. Make a list and check it twice. 2. Create a budget. 3. Don't shop till you drop. 4. Choose unique gift ideas this year. 5. Set aside gifts for mailing and hiding. And 6. Set aside something for charity. Be safe on the road this festive season.
That's it from us this week. Click on the subscribe button below or follow us on Facebook or Twitter for more updates. I'm Sarah Bassett and see you next week.